Credits.
They were so high they started falling upwards.
I
So we finally meet the mother.
mean, we technically had met her before. Technically.
That is true. Yeah, that is true. We've already seen her.
Yeah.
It's been so long. But yeah, in this mission, while it does state that it is Mamoru's mission, we again have control of two characters.
Where are we?
Yeah, we got to see her, but not in her wonderful monstrosity. Now, for this mission, you have some specific objectives, and thankfully the AI, despite the fact that it's only really used in this way for this one stage, it actually does a really good job So what I was saying is, the AI is you're very dependent on AI's action, but the AI is smart enough to actually do what they need to do without getting killed. Now we see Akiko, who had been turned into Kanae. I've actually looked up some information on what was supposed to be the meaning of that cutscene, because there was no indication that Akiko actually had any kind of connection specifically to Yamajira Island. And in fact she doesn't. What actually had happened was, because she had made such a close connection, a close psychic connection with Kanae, she allowed herself to be possessed by her, essentially, changing her appearance in the process. But the thing about Kanae is that, unlike some other avatars of Mother, she actually had connections to the real world, aka Shu, because she liked him. She cared about him a lot. Which is why now she is helping us.
I still find it so weird how Shu is handled in this whole thing.
Essentially, it's two people, but not really. And now
Now
because
we have a cool sword.
both of them have a cool sword. I think the cutscene, I think if you are to control Ikuko, you will get a similar cutscene just with her being in control, because both of them have sick-ass swords.
Yeah.
Now, it may not be exactly very clear here what you're supposed to do, because you only have to do half of the objective. But essentially, You need to ideally control Ikuko most of the times, while keeping in track of where the mother is. And when you do,
God. Ugh.
the legs, all of the legs in all the wrong places. But yeah, it's a little bit confusing at the start because you know you don't get a full perspective of what's going on since it's divided across multiple characters. But what you need to do is, as Ikoko, keep track of where the mother is, and when she decides to hang out with Mamoru, right there, you have to take control of her. At that moment, the game should automatically switch you back to Mamoru, who can do a sick free hit combo, and as a result of that, Mother should come down to the ground, and then you can actually, like, you know, do more damage.
This area is like super creative, by the way.
Yeah, it's especially considering how you get to here, essentially falling the opposite direction from the sky.
Yes.
And as a result, it looks like there is this. You are underneath the sea, but the sea is actually above you.
Right.
But yeah, here in general, you wanna also be careful where you park Ikuko, because depending on where she is, she can. Depending on where she is, she can get hit by Mother. Mamoru, why are you? Okay, there we go. For some reason he was.
Combo. Good job.
For some reason he was turned around at that moment. But yeah, you want to be careful where you leave her, because she can get hit by... Oh, there it goes. She can get hit by either the monsters, which don't have trash bags here. But we also do not have our flashlights anymore. So it's not really a problem. But yeah, you can very easily die in that mission just by getting unlucky and getting hit way too many times by little shits.
No. No. What a beautiful sight.
That last bit wasn't ominous at all.
I mean, if you do gather all the clues, it becomes quite apparent that, well, there is a number of connections between various characters, and like for me in particular, it wasn't entirely clear when I played the game, but essentially Ikuko basically just looks like Kanai with different hair.
Well, yeah.
And
There was one scene that basically pointed that out, yeah.
yes, and Ryuko, the girl that was supposedly murdered by Soji, which we know that wasn't the case because that was Kanai, or Yuri, how she decided to be called at that point in time, you know. Essentially, Yuri, all of them are essentially avatars of the mother, and the one that was the one that took the name of Yuri was the one that was sort of like above all of them, and that's why she was punishing or gathering them all up. I believe that hold on. It's just like blanking on one name, so I'm trying to get her. Ichiko, yes. Ichiko seems to also have a relation to Mother, as she has mentioned several times, remembering that she was at the bottom of the sea, how she was lonely. It all sort of refers to that legend with the sea creature that takes appearance of another person. Ichiko also had memories of some girl from the boat. Kanai had appearance and memories of Shu's mother, and Yuri, well, she wasn't very original, but she had similar appearance to Kanai, but she tried to pass off as some girl that she kidnapped, and as a result we sort of find a letter from that kidnapped person is one of the archive items. But yeah, the reason why the ending is so sinister right at the end is probably because Ikuko realizes that she's part of the problem, and her surviving may very well just been for the worse. Because if you examine
and
it,
as we saw, Mamoru will save girls.
of
Even
course,
though he shouldn't.
exactly. But yeah, like all of the other avatars of the mother have either been terminated in one way or another, But except for her, she still remains. She still remains.
Mm-hmm. And we will never get a follow-up because there was never a Forbidden Siren 3.
Yes, sadly. There is, however, a remake of the first game for the PS3. That's what Siren's Blood Curse is.
Yeah.
Which is... I have still yet to play it. I do own that game. But it sounds very interesting. Essentially, it's supposed to be a reimagining of Forbidden Siren 1, but instead of it being a paranormal investigation style of a Japanese show, it's the same kind of show, but done from the perspective of like an American production.
Hmm.
So certain characters actually speak only Japanese, and other characters speak English, which is pretty interesting. Oh yeah, and did you see the time where it ended? 24:44.
Yep.
So we have most of the archive items.
Next on the news, a special joint task force formed between the Metropolitan and Prefectural Police Departments have announced that they may have a lead on Soji Abe, the fugitive suspect currently sought for questioning with regards to the murder of Ryuko Tagawa, restaurant employee in Tokyo's Shinjuku district. Abe is believed to be somewhere in the local area. A spokesman for the task force also announced that Abe may be traveling with a female acquaintance. The search for Abe continues as the task force steps up their efforts, aided by local police.
Yes, I believe we hear that exact log in one of the cutscenes just cut off, or like it's just in the background, so you can't hear it exactly.
God damn, you're fucking reading through this fast, Nico. Jesus Christ, slow down.
I'm sorry. Basically, I had to redo this part several times because of various issues with like recording. Yeah, so that was yet another reference to the whole thing. Ogo Pogo. The fuck is this? Uh, of course, selfie.
People always think selfies are a recent thing. No, they've been around for like ever.
Yeah, it was just people didn't waste film in their cameras for it because you couldn't know if you were focused correctly if you did it to yourself.
Right.
They started it to exist with digital cameras because then if it turned out sucky, you could do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Never desecrate the hallowed land, which is probably one of the reasons why they were so against the new like the mining operation.
Yeah.
And I do like the fact that this is just a picture of what that would have looked like in real life. A lot of them are like that.
Yeah.
And here's our sixth sword. Well, no, this is before it gets transformed. Here's the picture that we got for completing the second ending. $4:40. Don't you mean 4:44 a.m.?
Yeah.
Probably it wouldn't be this specific in a news article where it's like around the time. Oh, it happened around 4:23 and 23 seconds. There we go. Otoshigo. Yeah, and that is the relation. This is how we know that Ryuko and Ikuko were essentially other avatars. They're twins.
Yeah.
But they are half coming from mother, and apparently they also had real like human parents.
Three more items left.
Yes, which we are going to get real soon, because getting all of these items actually unlocks the final ending. But yeah, now we have unlocked a new stage. Look, it's like right over there.
All the way over there.
All the way over there.
As long as you creatures exist, I will come back over and over again.
What the fuck?
So this is the main character from Forbidden Siren 1. And this is in direct reference to how that game ends. He becomes basically a DMC hero.
Fucking weeb? Oh.
A DMC hero with like magical powers, and just like destroys all the Shibito at the end of the game, and you have like a score attack. And so yeah, he makes a comeback for here.
Bro's just Virgil, I guess.
Yes, like you have like guns as well. I don't think I even used them, but you get a score attack.
So the first game and second game are in continuity with each other then?
Yes, there is actually quite a lot of things connecting between them. Got sick ass points. Time bonus.
This is such a specific joke.
I know. Like this was already very silly in the first game, and to get that exact same callback is just precious.
Fucking.
You know this was made by the creator of Silent Hill.
Yeah. And you know what? I respect it. I respect the hustle, okay?
Yes, they programmed a shitty action game just for this segment. You'd think that like an unlockable score attack mode for a game like this would be to like, you know, pass through a stage quickly, do not get noticed or something. Nuh-uh. It's shitty DMC now. Shitty DMC time. And yes, you also
Using your
get
magical katana.
you also get a magic attack, but I am saving it to just like show it off later. I think I do use it because there was, like I said, I had issues with the recording for one reason or another. I don't remember exactly what had happened, but I had to redo this like the last 2 hours twice.
Ouch.
Yeah, I wanted everything to turn out perfect.
But still, like, me who knows like nothing about the first game, and then also you gotta think there had to have been bare minimum one person out there who picked up Forbidden Siren 2 while not even knowing there was a first game.
I mean,
And they play through this whole game with like, you know, this whole I
think there is a very high probability that a lot of people who have, even the ones who have played Forbidden Siren 1, would not have seen this. Because this is like a 100% completion bonus thingy, and very few people were actually able to beat Forbidden Siren 1. It is a ridiculously difficult game. Yeah. I wanted to make sure to use this before I run out of I run out of time. But yeah, 2 Tomoes, you know, Flames of Purgatory. I missed.
But yeah, no, like, but like I was saying, you just go through this whole like horror arcade game where it's all about like stealth and puzzles and shit. And then you're like, oh, a bonus stage. Okay, cool. And then this loads up.
Yes, and it actually keeps track of your best score, too, which is just like, it's such an unnecessary detail. It looks like he sneezed that attack.
Why
Yeah,
can you
sadly
still
it seems
shout?
that you can only use Flames of Purgatory once per screen. Or something like that. And especially this action music, it's hilarious.
Just like with the shitty like Nintendo game, fucking these are such specific jokes.
Yes, yes, yes. The creators of this game had a very specific sense of humor, and I really appreciate it.
Same. New record.
The only existing one. So yeah, you have to actually complete this at least once in order to unlock the final item, I believe, or one of the final items. No, 2 items. There we go. Yes, this is actually exactly how the first game starts.
Huh.
He just goes on a trip with a bike.
So both games take place at the same time or something, or?
No, he's just sort of stuck in another reality. In fact,
With
the
only
first
a portable stereo player to keep him company.
yes, the first game very specifically, it does take place before the second one, because remember how Misawa had visions of like being attacked by some ghosts from when he was rescuing a girl in a helicopter, right?
Yeah.
So that girl is the only survivor of the first game. That's the connection. So yeah, it's sort of an indication of like when, give or take, that takes part. It takes place. But yeah, this is
just random noises for the vocals.
I love it. This song also plays at the end credits of Forbidden Siren 1, like the final real ones.
Oh lord.
Because in that game you also have a whole bunch of different endings. It's a long track.
For real? Like, damn. You know what's funny though? I could actually see this as like a track in like Blaze Blue or some shit.
I could absolutely see this being like a track in Chaos Legion.
That too, yeah.
For like a boss or something. So it's completely on brand for what action games were at the time.
Yeah.
There it is. But yeah, we still have one more item to find. And yeah, it actually...
It's in the very first mission and we missed it. Gotta go back.
No, actually we're going to unlock it right now because... As you can see, there is this one cutscene.
Soji.
Is everybody gone?
Aw.
So the dog actually lived. And you were so
Good.
upset.
I'm glad.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is the ending that you get for unlocking all but one archive item. And hilariously, it's not even the very last one that is the one that that this unlocks. It's like before last one. Which is like...
Huh.
Again, it's like you would think that they would put it either on the first spot or the very last spot. But no, it's just the most completely like inconsequential place.
98.
Yeah, it's like something like 96 or 97. And it's like, at that point, many people I can imagine would think, well, shit, where did I miss this? I think it is intentionally done just to mess with the player. Just to be like, oh my god, where is it? Where is it? Because
Right.
in the first game, as far as I recall, the final item was actually the first one. So they just like, you had this one spot that was taunting you the entire game. It's just like, when do I get it? Where is it? Did I miss it? But no, we're gonna take a look at what it is. No, 98, that's what it was.
I was right. Haha, gummy. Man beaten to death, damn.
Noriko.
Mm.
So there we go. That is Forbidden Siren 2. Fantastic game that sadly will never have a sequel.
And I'm glad you saved Soji for last, because he's the best.
I mean, there is literally no other option to do that. I mean, even if I wanted to do him earlier, he is the 100% completion ending. You can actually get the like the ending with Mamoru and Ikuko before you get the ending with Yorito. But I think that Yorito's ending is not as, climactic
Yeah.
as like. I felt that Mamoru's ending is a lot more like thematically fitting to be the last of the normal endings to show off.
Mm-hmm.
And also apparently the way that the game has the endings numbered, that is the second ending you're supposed to get. So yeah, you're supposed to get the weird ending with Yorito first. But yeah, this game was a really nice glance at like what Sony of Japan was, what made them great. Because I mean, let's be honest, like there were a lot of weird games on the PS2, but very few of them had this level of weirdness while also having enough of a budget to like really realize their full potential in a way.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you can definitely tell that there were barely any corners cut, if that makes any sense. Or like they didn't try to really appeal to any specific trend at the time. They didn't try to make it an action game. They didn't try to make it more similar to Resident Evil 4, because that would have been the most popular horror game at the time, actually.
Yeah.
And I think that actually makes it age really well, because this isn't like any other horror game that was released before or even after it. because it is very much its own thing. It doesn't have inventory management like all other horror games tend to do, and well, the story is fucking bonkers. I'm not gonna pretend like I understand everything that's going on, and I think that is the intention. You are supposed to be confused. You're supposed to make up your own explanation for what is happening, what are the connections, where it's going, what is the meaning. Kind of like how original Silent Hill was before, it became a franchise and they actually had to come up with some kind of connections and explanations and stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, I really do hope that the creators of this series still do remain active in making games, but all things considered, I don't think so. Like it's highly unlikely that they would be given this amount of creative freedom with a high budget project in modern day gaming. But that's just how the cookie crumbles.
Sadly.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you everybody for watching, and have a nice well, actually 2024. Let's hope it's better than the last 5 years.
Yeah.